welcome back to Halloween Haunting, the place to go to find information about amazing props to purchase at Halloween. And today I'm reviewing ASDA's Halloween Tombstone. This features popping out head movement with red lights in the Reaper's eye sockets and a creepy phrase. The dimensions are 40 centimeters in height, 29 centimeters in depth, and 9.5 centimeters in width. So the materials this is made of are about 95% high density polyethylene, which would be most likely the Tombstone, the Reaper, and potentially the control box. So basically where the speaker and everything is controlled, and all the other parts which make up the Reaper as well. The other main materials are polyester, which would be the outfit here, and foam, which is at the back of the Tombstone. So that's this bit here. The build quality is good in some areas, as when I tap on the Tombstone, it does not sound too hollow. As you can tell there, that's quite a solid sound. And also when I press on it, it doesn't seem to really bend that much. It bends a tiny amount, but really not that much. And what I'd say is also good is where it says RIP, it is really quite strong. In some areas, like here, it hardly moves, which is quite impressive for just a cheap prop really. It's good that it's made of high density polyethylene, which has good resistance to UV radiation and most chemicals. It is corrosion resistant, it does not adhere to bacteria and that easily. It is resistant to abrasion and moisture. It's quite resistant to bending and deforming, has impressive tensile strength, and it has good impact resistance and various other good properties as well. So this means it would survive in outdoor conditions quite well, but obviously you would have to take it in if the actual conditions got quite damp, because moisture could still get into the electronics. So you have to keep that in mind, but if it was bashed about, it would survive that. So that is good for trick or treaters. The back is the bit that really lets down this prop in terms of build quality. As you can see here, basically the foam moves a lot, and in areas it's been damaged already at the back here, and also down here where the battery compartment is, they put the screw in the wrong place and they had to take that out, and it's not actually been cut that well, and bits it's overlapping. So yeah, it's quite a disappointment. You just have to be quite careful with that really. If anything sharp goes near it, it could poke a hole in it and rip it. And dirt and moisture could get in quite easily, which would be really bad for the prop. So maybe after a while you'd want to replace it with something a bit more durable at the back, or you could just put a bit of card at the back, which is better than nothing. So in terms of aesthetics, the skull is the same as the one from Locked Up Lenny, which is a skeleton in a cage, which was sold at ASDA back about 2009 to 2010, and the movement is also the same as Locked Up Lenny, but the jaw is less loose. So jaw over here, as you can tell, doesn't move that much, but it's nice that you can actually adjust it. I always like to have that on props. If you were able to open it more than this, it'd be pretty bad, as you'd see the electronics too much and mechanical bits inside, and it could potentially hit the Tombstone when it comes in. Paintwork on this is alright, but it is a bit rushed in areas. So as you can tell over here, the paint has overlapped, and over here there are bits of paint missing. There's a blob of paint which should not be here. You can see a bit of glue down here. I can see they've rushed things a bit, so that lets it down a bit. And also the simple fact the speaker doesn't sound very good. For £18, this is pretty decent. It's just a shame it's not a bit cheaper. I would have preferred it if it was sold for £15 instead of £18, because the quality was lacking a bit in areas. As ASDA has sold a Pan-Asian Creations Tombstone back in 2022 for £20, and the overall quality was a fair bit better. So another thing to note about the aesthetics is the brown paint makes it look like the actual Reaper's decaying, which I really like, and I like all the cracks and all those details on the Reaper as well. So it's nice they've got details on there, and it shows the true mere presence that the Reaper gives off, and the Tombstone's texture and cracks look quite realistic actually. They're quite incredible. They couldn't have really done a better job than they did on all of that, so I'll give them credit for that. I love that it also has RIP at the bottom and these patterns here. Additional information about this. This is what the back looks like, and as you can see here, it has a on, off and demo switch. It's got a small speaker. It takes 3 AA batteries. Here is more additional information about it. Another thing to mention is the sensor is actually really good on this. I believe it picks up both sound and motion. When I purchased this prop from my local ASDA, I got 10% off its price. because there was damage on it. So I'll now give you a demo of what this prop looks like in action. Overall, I really like this prop as it's got features from props that ASDA sold in the past, mainly locked up Lenny, and it looks great. The animation is absolutely awesome. It's amazing how it just jumps out, and I think you don't really see that many props that do that, so it's quite unique compared to what you mainly see. The phrase is alright, and I would recommend buying it, so please leave a comment if you'd like this video, subscribe to my channel, and as always, thanks for watching.